Cool, so today we're looking at the CEA Mobile 306 Pulse. This is a twin pulse unit. We can set it up on mould, steel, stainless, alloy, multiple different features. Let's have a look at the starting screen here. So when you switch it on, you should have a screen that looks like this, which has our amps, our plate thickness, wire speed and voltage on this side, along with inductance. And currently you can see it's set on 0, which means our voltage is at factory setting. We can put that in the positive and the negative depending on what we need. So when we turn one dial, it's turning everything up and down. So once we've got it tuned, we only need to turn one dial and it adjusts the whole lot. So if we look at plate thickness at 119 amps for this particular program, it's saying we should be welding 2.7mm plate. So obviously if I want to weld 4mm plate, I'd crank that up, everything is automatically adjusted. If I'm welding and I think I have a bit too much heat or not enough wire, I can put this into the minus and reduce the voltage. If it seems like it's too much wire, we can increase our voltage. Now if we increase our voltage, it's going to stay the same throughout the whole range. So if we increase it by 1 volt, it will stay at 1 volt higher throughout the whole range. Which is good, it means you don't need to adjust it again. So let's go into program mode. So the first part we have here is process. So I want to do some alloy welding, so I'm going to put it on MIG pulse. And come across to the next one on 2T, and we want aluminium, magnesium 5356, which is the most common which is the most common type. Have 1.2. Gas is already pre-selected to argon and basic pulse MIG. So that's program 413, which is probably going to be quite common. Next, again, I'm on 2T. I'm going to show you this 2T crater in a minute, which is quite different. So here in effects, we've only got some very basic features. So we can adjust our pre-gas, our peak current, and our post-gas. It has a hot start percentage on it, but when I played with this MIG, like normally when you have a hot start, you can hear the pitch of the MIG will go higher and then it will drop down after a second once your hot start is finished. In this particular program, it didn't seem to do that. What it seemed to do was adjust your voltage at the start, but not necessarily the amps. So once I've selected crater 2T, if we go into effects mode, we then have all of our functions in there. We can click into that, and then the right hand button and left hand button, use the two to click in and adjust your settings. So it's all done on percentage and time. So quite often you might have your hot start at 20% of your, or 20% extra of your base current, and it might be for a second, but if it's heavier plate or lighter plate, you might need to adjust that. Your ramp down time between your hot start and your base current, and your ramp down time between your normal current and your finished current. So again, it will leave a crater at the end for you to start your next bit of welding in. And once again, we can go across and we can save that job in there. We hold down the memory button for 3 seconds, sorted. Welcome. Today we're looking at the CEA 206 and 306, which are essentially the same machine, but one's a 3-phase and one is a single phase. On the front screen here we have your amps, your voltage, your plate thickness, wire speed, voltage trim and inductance. Down the bottom here we have, it tells us whether we're on synergic mode or pulse. So again, synergic mode is going to be for if we're doing mild steel or some of those programs where it matches your voltage and your amps. So we're turning up the wire speed and it's adjusting your voltage as well. We're currently in a pulse program, which is still synergic, still all works as one program, but we have the pulse function on there for doing alloy. Along the bottom here we can see we're doing alloy, there we go. Along the bottom here it's set on an alloy program, but I'm going to change that in a minute. Let's go into our menu, so we'll push the house button, and our process at the moment is on MIG pulse. We're going to leave it on that, but I'm going to change the program to aluminium magnesium 5356 and diameter to 1.2 mil. Gas and MIG process already set. Next thing we've got it on here. What you got, buddy?